another beautiful edition of Bystanders at Newsstands on Flip TV with Michael Adekunle. Still on the xenophobic attack in South Africa. We have the Daily Sun newspaper at the newsstands telling us that South Africa, yes, Nigeria. South Africa, yes, Nigeria. Declines to pay attack victims compensation. Declines to pay attack victims compensation. Federal government to prosecute looters of ShopRite, MTN, others. Government moves legal action. Government moves legal action. Okay, let's check out the picture here. The picture of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo with former British Prime Minister Tony Blair during the opening ceremony and panel discussions at the African Green Revolution Forum in Accra, Ghana yesterday. Okay, let's move to another story on the front page of Daily Sun newspaper. Lagos moves to generate billions from waste. Lagos moves to generate billions from waste. Buhari vows to free local governments' finances from governor's control. Buhari vows to free local governments' finances from governor's control. EFCC nabs suspect on FBI list. 53 others in 4 states. EFCC nabs suspect on FBI list. 53 others in 4 states. Okay, on top of the paper, Southeast governors to IPOB, no apology for you. Southeast governors to IPOB, no apology for you. We won't go beyond this on the front page of Daily Sun newspaper. Of course, you know our reviewers are always ready to express their opinions. They are here. Let's join them. I'm talking about Nigeria victims, Nigerians that were affected, they were killed in South Africa. Now, don't you think the government of South Africa is supposed to show a little bit remorse and compensate them?
South Africa government said that they will not pay compensation to victims or whatever. Number one, it's not their fault because they don't have money. They are having economic problem. Yeah. South Africa yesterday and today is not the same. What is causing problem for South Africa is not hatred. It's lack of job. Yeah, poverty. Yeah. The same thing also is happening in Nigeria here. When a young man go wake up in the morning, instead of him to go out and look for what he will eat, he will fall down and stay at home. When people will come back, some will buy beer, some will buy chicken, they eat. He becomes jealousy. Say, why this man is eating and I'm not eating? Because they do not have the money.
The money is not there.
Yes, if you only have money, eat. That is South Africa problem today. Yes. South Africa citizens complain that Nigerians and other foreigners collect cheap work. Any price then work. It's better. Instead of it to be at home. If them price you this work, I you do it 200 naira. And if you know you can do it and you do it, you collect 100 naira. You have something in your hand. They are there waiting till they collect dollars or pounds. And they don't have it. Then one hungry take over. That's what's South Africa problem. Yes. If the government say they will not pay the money to compensate the victims, nothing can do them. Because if when they have the money, they'll compensate. Yes. And our government do nothing.
The Yoruba people, they see and say if you travel outside their own domain, it is a taboo. That is their own orientation.
In South Africa we have Igbos, we have Yorubas, we
cannot be at the same place at the same time. I see some Yoruba that we are saying all Nigerians where they in South Africa, may they kill all of them finish. Is there any South Africa that is in Nigeria? Does that talk make sense? And you can only hear it from Yorubas. Can even hear that is a very bad orientation and notion. Everybody cannot be at the same place at the same time. That's that kind of days that they have. They only stay in their place. They don't like going to other people's places. They don't see it as when they see they fight Nigeria outside. Everybody cannot be the same place at the same time. So it's a very wrong orientation. That's why he was telling you that it's a reasonable idea that they should convert them. It's not reasonable, no. You convert only those ones that are that they have destroyed their property, their house, that doesn't But the one that the crisis did not affect, there's no reason for them coming back. They should still settle there. The one that doesn't affect much, they are still there. It didn't affect them. They can still stay there. It is only those ones that will be forming, that let Nigeria not just to be there and be creating a refugee camp. So they will need to rescue those ones to come back.
Now, the president has sent his own envoy to South Africa. Now, what do you perceive? What do you think will be the outcome of this?
What I don't understand what it is.
His envoy to go down there to settle things, to take charge, take responsibilities of what is going on, to investigate, to dialogue with them.
Nigeria should have done that for a long while.
Before this time?
Before this time, even as this one was happening, they should have sent envoy all this way. But they are feeling so reluctant over the issue. Nigeria doesn't care about their citizens. They don't, especially the leaders. That is the problem we have in this country, the problem of leadership. South Africans are doing all sorts of things, and many of their citizens have been arrested. And I hear that up to about 80 something have been taken to court in Nigeria. The one that protested to ShopRite. Can you imagine? While in South Africa, that such an incident has gotten to the highest echelon. South Africa didn't even do anything. They are even boasting that they will not pay compensation. All those ones that have been killed, all those ones that their property has been destroyed.
Do you think this is right?
And
not paying compensation to victims?
It is not right. It is not right. But Nigeria will now look forward in order to mediate for the issue. But it is not only in the power of Nigerians to force them to pay. So this is the time the United Nations will act to interfere in the matter, to help Nigeria to ensure that South Africa pay compensation to the affected people. But if United Nations keep quiet, they didn't do anything, South Africa is a sovereign nation on their own. They can decide to pay, they can decide not to pay. But not that I'm commending it. It is an aberration for them not to pay. So they are supposed to pay. They are supposed to compensate to those people.
If by adventure, or let me say, if at the end of the day they refuse to pay, what do you think would happen between the two countries?
The United Nations is supposed to come in. We are supposed to help all those countries. Because it is not even only Nigeria, even Zimbabwe, Zambia, all those neighboring countries, some of their citizens were affected in that crisis. So that is where the United Nations is supposed to come, sanction South Africa in some certain engagement, give them sanctions, give them rules that they're supposed to pay. You are supposed to do this. If you didn't do it, we sanction people in so things. But if United Nations cannot be able to act and remain like a toothless bulldog, Nigeria, I don't think that there is something that Nigeria can do. The only thing that Nigeria can do, if our government love our people, if our government are not foolish, they will now come back to Nigeria and do their own. That is the only thing. Maybe they will sanction some certain South African, which I know that our leaders cannot be able to do, because we are always saboteurs to ourselves. We don't like ourselves.
Lives Nigeria experienced over there, don't you think they need to be compensated? Just like what the foreign minister has said. Foreign affairs minister, sorry.
What's his name? Ogbonna, no. For me, I think if it's a very sad story for Nigerians at large, and then again, if truly Nigerians over there are paying their tax, the government should at least, South African government should at least try and compensate them, because it is not a welcome development. This tax in question goes into your economy. It is not Nigerian economy. And these casualties happened over there, not there. So I think if South African government says there's no compensation, so I think they've drawn a battle line. It is uncalled for. Just like if South African MTN now pays their tax out to Nigerians, even DSTV, multi-choice, ShopRite, and if something should happen to them here, the government should be held responsible. So I think South African government should at least pay Nigerians
Considering the fact that they even have investment there.
over there. And then again, for the loss that happened, that is my take this morning. That is my take.
Now, Airpeace has volunteered to convey some Nigerians back to the country. Now, do you think this is the right thing to do? Don't you think there should be a way of settling it over there instead of bringing Nigerians back?
For me, for my own take, my take is, if I were to be in that same shoes, I wouldn't return back home. Because one, there is high rate of unemployment here in Nigeria. And most of these persons in question here,
They're employed over there.
they're employed, they have businesses. Some of them are even occupied. Some of them even own businesses there. So why would you return back to a country where there is no vision, where there is no whole place, where there is no government policy placed on ground for them to even enable those that will come into the economy? Even those are even on ground now. What are the plans on ground to even feed? Look at me now. I want to go and buy food. There is high rate of unemployment in the country. So I think that's why I said yesterday. I said it is a diplomatic. It's a diplomatic government. It is between the South African government and the Nigerian government. So let them find a lasting solution to it, rather than evacuating those abroad to come to Nigeria. It is if they should come to Nigeria, Nigeria's government will not have plans for them. There is no plan for them. Let them stay over there and start all these defenses. That is my take. If I were in their shoes, I will not return back home. That is my take.
That's the only thing why yes, they shut everything down. Short price, just TV, what they call it again, this media houses, empty, embassy. And let's shut our own Nigeria down here. So they will not offer to go that place again. That's the thing.
But we have it here that the South African government is telling Nigeria that they will not pay any compensation to affected victims.
Impossible, they must pay. Impossible, they must pay. They must pay compensation for other people that kill that place. If don't say maybe their family or the relative, they can pay compensation for them. And they will pay now. They will pay the compensation now.
And conveying Nigerians back to this place.
Yes.
Don't you think it's not reasonable?
It's reasonable now, but why now? Why that people is too much now? Not now. Long time now. This Obaja are the same. This Yar'Adua are the same. The Jonathan are the same. Why?
I don't accept what they did that is wrong. Before you tell somebody to compensate something, what they did, and the government of South Africa accept that this thing we do is wrong. I don't ask them whether they think that you killing people. You are talking about the life of people. The compensation you want to give, they say they should give now. They're going to compensate the life of those ones, bring them back. I be easy everything. That's why I say that our Nigeria government, only what they're after is money. Because they said let them compensate them. How they will give them money. And if the money come now, do you know that the money will not go to the family of those people that died? So they are fighting for, that's why I said yesterday that the thing that is happening is for some people to fight for what they will eat, to put money in their pocket. Look at now, what they are fighting for now is compensation. Nigeria says South Africa should compensate them. What did they want to compensate them? Money. Because there is nothing that will give them more than money. They will say, after let them give them money, they will collect money. And the money, if they collect the money, where are they going to spend it? The money that this government collect for people, where is the money? And see, they're still keeping on borrowing. If they give them no amount of money that South Africa will give them, they will still be looking for money. So they should just stop deceiving themselves, say they are deceiving the world. They can't deceive me. I said it before that they can't deceive me. They can deceive other people. They cannot deceive me. That is the government we have. The government we have, only what they're after is what? Money. What they see and put for their pocket, keep for their children. Not for the people that put them inside there. That is it.
Bringing Nigerians back to their country, does it solve anything? Because Airpeace has volunteered to bring Nigerians in South Africa back.
It's off. If you went to a country, like now you went to a community, and people in that community do not welcome you, what will you do? You go back. In South Africa now, that's why the thing, one man was saying that the thing is from some of the youth. But this thing started from the government. The government have found that they don't want foreigner in the country. So that I didn't blame them, because some of things that is happening in Nigeria, they tell us that a foreigner. They tell us that those people that are from Niger, Chad, that are causing it. If a country now, if we now, as a Nigeria country now, we now spark and get angry that we don't want any foreigner, Niger, Chad, all those ones that come here and say we don't want them in Nigeria, let them go back. That is what South Africa is doing. They're doing to defend themselves. I've ever heard say terrorists attack South Africa. I've ever heard say terrorists is shooting bombs in South Africa, because they try to stop some things. But people are blaming them. But they don't stop in the right way. Now, if we in Nigeria now, we rise up, begin to kill everybody waiting here. Tell them, because there is a time in the Jonathan regime. If you get word, there is a time that Jonathan had to give immigration order. They had to go to street. That time I was in Kano. They come to street. All those Niger, Chad that did not have us, they catch all of them, put inside Brahmaria, deport them back. Because those are the people causing issue. They don't have anything doing. They come, any opportunity they see, they take it. That is the government that you see that have the people in heart, not this government. I keep on saying it. If they like, let the president do, all of them, the governors, all the whole Nigeria hear it. They don't have the masses in heart. They are just doing what they will eat. They are just fighting for themselves. Anything that happens don't concern them. Because if Jonathan, that they say is bad, but Jonathan still value the life of the citizen more than anything. Because if Jonathan want to fight for power, he will fight for it. He will fight and get the power in 2015. Nobody can challenge it, because the power is in his hand. But he say he make a comment that the power he want to collect is not worth the life of anybody. That's why I have to leave the power for everybody. Because if you want to challenge the power, I have the power to challenge it. Not all this way come now, blood sucker, because what they know from A to Z is what? How to key to get into what they want. That is it.
Nigerians deserve to be compensated, but I feel it's an arrogance on the part of South African government to say that they will not pay compensation to Nigerians that were massacred on their soil. It's a part of it. On their part, it shows irresponsibility of a government. Because every responsible government, you have to protect lives and property, not only of your citizens, but foreigners residing in your country. You are supposed to protect them as well. If you look at the collateral damage of people that have been, since this problem started in South Africa, I say it's a shame on the South of South Africa to come out and say we are not going to compensate them. So what will happen to the families of these people that have been killed? These are breadwinners. These people have dependents. They desire have a wife, or they have a mother, each father, or they have dependents. They are breadwinners of their family. So what will happen to their families back home here? So it's unacceptable, totally unacceptable. And I think the Nigerian government should not take it. No, they shouldn't take it at all.
Buhari has sent his envoy down to South Africa. Now we are expecting a good outcome from them. What do you perceive? What do you think would happen at the end of the day?
What I think is that what should be on, what the major discussion should be on how they should resolve the issue. Pay compensation to those who are directly involved, are affected, directly affected. You should pay compensation to them. That will easing the tension. That will easing the anger, the growing anger that is in town now. That will put things down. Because at the end of the day, the town government will lose. They have their companies here, they have their investments here. They are making trillions of dollars from Nigeria, from Nigerians. How many? Is it telecommunications? Is it DSTV? Is it many of their companies that Nigerians are patronizing them day and night? So they should resolve this issue. And I think our government or the part, they should play responsibility. They should show responsibility to the core. Not that they just take the issue to one point and leave it there. But they should give the lay down, those that went for that meeting, they should be specific. What they are to be discussed should be specific on how they will pay compensation to those people that have been killed. And they should stop this this violence against Nigeria, not only Nigeria, against other Africans residing there. We have foreigners residing here. The Chinese, we have many people here with their investment. Nobody goes to disturb them. Nobody beats them. Nobody harasses them. So that should stop.
All right, it's been a wonderful experience with our reviewers at the newsstand today. Do join us next time as we bring you another interesting topic from the newsstand. Michael Adekunle still remains my name. Behind the camera, Latif Adebwale. Also in the studio, the editor, Michael Ojo. Till I join you next time on the same platform, I say, keep having a good day. And remember, stay out of trouble. Peace is what you want in the world. Bye.